Hey everybody, Shaun McInnes here, and I've got Andy Davidson, who's actually the creator of the Worms franchise, who's here to tell us a bit about Worms Revolution, which we're seeing right here. Andy, you created Worms all those years ago, and we've seen quite a number of iterations since then. What are you doing to freshen up the series?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's the main thing about Revolution, completely brand new engine. It's all in HD, with a brand new physics engine as well. You can see the dynamic water at work here. But it's still like decidedly old school. It's 2D gameplay. So we've got the best of both worlds really, a nice brand new engine, but it's true to the spirit of the original Worms, which was all designed around 2D just for basically me and my mates to play when we should have been working at school. So we've kept it true to its roots, but then as well as made it look fresh, you've also got a lot of new elements like the water we mentioned, but also separate classes of worms.
Okay. Let's talk about the water for a second here. You guys have never shied away from putting these worms in their places and throwing plenty of obstacles and hazards at them. And it looks like water is yet one more thing that these poor little guys have to deal with.
Yeah, well, as I say, they've dealt with a lot of things over the years, from exploding sheeps to holy hand grenades, and of course the concrete donkey, which is feared and loved in equal measure. But with the water, it's just, we've always had water as instant kill down the bottom of the levels, but now the water's actually in the levels. It can be in pools, or it can be introduced to the levels through water pistols and like water strikes. And because it's dynamic, that means it's affected by explosions. Or if a tunnel is dug under a pool of water, the water will come down, flood the tunnel, and wash away any worms in the process. So you can use it just to basically damage worms by putting them underwater, or cascade it down hillsides to tumble them all into the water and give instant kills.
Like your poor little namesake worm right there.
Oh yeah, no, Andy's underwater there, and he's not in the best of positions. But luckily though, there is a plug hole you can put in the level.
Oh, okay.
So if you put the plug hole in, handily, that will get rid of the water.
Oh, nice.
So, because we can't have a soggy Andy in the game, really.
So a moment ago you mentioned classes as one of the other ways that you guys are trying to breathe a bit of life into the series here. What are these classes doing? What's happening here?
Well, as I say, here's basically your highly intelligent worm, and he's got the ability to basically place items here like the sentry gun, which will face one direction and then automatically attack things. He's also a support mechanism as well. So if you've got him on your team, at the end of your turn, your worms will be slightly healed. Okay. Then, as well as that, we also have a heavy who cannot move as fast, he can't jump as high, but what he can do, and does very well, is take a lot of damage and also give it out. And then also we have your soldier worm, who's basically your jack of all trades. He covers your usual standard worm. And then finally the little scout worms, who can move quicker, jump further, and also the tunnels they dig are also too small for other worms to get in.
Okay.
So if you've got some scouts in your team, you can basically build a very complex underground bunker system which nobody can get into. Here we see by the physics objects being moved around. So.
Okay. So with the classes, it's almost like you guys are taking a page from the Team Fortress style of multiplayer.
Yeah,
games,
no, again,
right?
it's just introducing extra layers of strategy to it, but also wanted, I always feel like the way people play Worms sort of generally reflects the type of person they are. We have the dark side of Worms playing, which is a very sort of defensive game, burrowing them away and everything. Then other people like to take a more direct sort of arcadey approach. And then with the classes, if you want to play a very aggressive game, you could take all heavies in there. Or if you want to play a more agile game, swinging around on the ninja rope and everything, you take more scouts in. So again, it's just letting, I always thought creating games was like trying to create a digital playground, as it were, and give people the tools to develop their own style of playing and using their own tactics. And I believe somebody is killing me with a holy hand grenade.
All right, and for the traditionalists out there, because there are plenty of those when it comes to Worms, there's a couple different game modes, like a classic one where it's straight bare bones back to old-fashioned Worms. Yeah,
the classic Worms basically takes the new elements out. It takes the classes out, the dynamic water, and the physics objects. So again, it's like you can play it in whichever way you want. And there's also a forts mode as well, which is a slightly different way of playing the game too.
All right.
And then Kel's there balancing that on his head.
Cool. So I feel like we've got a pretty good look at Worms Revolution. I wonder if, hopefully we can end this demo on a very explosive, destructive note.
Yeah, no, I think maybe Cal could commit suicide for the
for the
benefit
for the
of
last
the viewers.
hurrah.
So just if he just sits with a stick of dynamite, I think that should do the trick with if he sits under it. So, God bless you, Cal. You've given yourself for the demo.
You're doing the Lord's work here.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Nice. That was a good one. That was a good one.
Yeah, if you're gonna go out in style.
Oh, poor Troy. All right, cool. Thanks a lot, Andy. As we continue to witness the savage destruction here, can you
It's carnage.
can you let everybody know when Worms Revolution is gonna be out, platforms and the price?
Yep, it's out end of September.
Mm-hmm.
It's $15 and it's on the 3 major platforms for digital delivery. So you've got Xbox Live Arcade, PlayStation Network, and on Steam as well. And hopefully you can, as I say, it'd be nice to introduce people who don't know Worms to it.
Okay.
And there for the old school fans as well.
All right, sounds good. Thanks a lot, Andy.
Yeah, pleasure.